I always thought that everybody in this life is going to record some significant regrets. But it turns out that if you are focused and committed enough, you can go through your entire life without recording any substantial mistakes. This is the fourth out of 6 big lessons from my interview with Dr. Nana Nhyira Boahene, a 24-year-old doctor at Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. In this interview, she talks about her life growing up in a very ambitious family, how she is able to psych herself to achieve a lot in life, the values that guide her as life principles, and why she's trying to prevent blindness in people for free. This interview with Dr. Nana Nhyira Boahene is one that will make you laugh, that can make you cry. I nearly did at some point. And that, above all, is going to teach you so many things that you will take away. At least six big lessons. Hit the subscribe button below so that whenever new ones come up, you'll get notified, because trust me, you don't want to miss anything in this series that is coming up. Let me not waste any time. Let's get into it right now.
Okay, so Dr. Nana Nhyira Boahene, welcome to Eqay Inspire YouTube channel. Thank you for making the time to be with us today.
Thank you.
Okay, first of all, you are an optometrist, that is an eye doctor at Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. You're also a member of the World Council of Optometry, and you're also a fellow candidate of the American Academy of Optometry. Yes, and you also run the See Right project, and it's amazing you are doing all of this at age 24. So I just want to know, I know it's been your dream to become a doctor right from your childhood. So just tell me how that developed and how you got here.
Okay, so I was fortunate to have grown up in an educated family, or a family where education is a priority. No one jokes with education in terms of right from nursery to kindergarten, primary, and all of that. And I also had very strict parents. My parents are still very strict as I'm now.
Wow.
And so growing up, my daddy ensured that we're always studying. Even if you have a textbook torn, there are keys for it. If you have an exercise book torn, there are keys you take for that and all that. So that kind of training and all that inculcated into my siblings and I some kind of education, like some kind of fire burning to always learn, to always study hard. Because if you are not part of the first 3 in your class, there are lashes you are going to take. If you are tearing your books, if you are not getting good compliments from school, there are lashes you are going to take.
Wow.
So it actually motivated my sisters and I to study very, very hard at every given angle, every given time. So growing up, well, I know that in the part of the society where we find ourselves, we always cherish doctors. Like everyone, even us and now, if you ask 70% of the children, everyone wants to be a doctor.
Yeah, I actually wanted to be as well.
Exactly. Everyone wants to be a doctor. So I think I already had that kind of impression when I was a child, that I also wanted to be a doctor. But you see, mostly when you're a child and then you have what you want to be in future, as you grow up, it changes. But with me, growing up, it didn't change. It rather gingered me to study hard to get to where I wanted to get to. And also, I'm very passionate about humanity. I get very sad when I see people sick. I get very sad when I see people treated unfairly. I get very sad when I see people are not able to do what exactly they are supposed to do or what they want to do and all that. So it was also part of the reasons why I wanted to be a doctor, because I felt that being a doctor, you're able to serve the society. Yeah, if someone is not able to see it, and the person comes to me and I help the person is able to see again, I've restored hope and faith in that person, and that alone puts a very big smile on my face and makes me satisfied. So all these things came together to motivate me to study hard to become a doctor in the future.
Wow, exciting. But not everybody, as you mentioned, not everybody is able to achieve that dream of what they wanted to do when they were children. So how does that feel like living the dream you had when you were a child?
But it feels very fulfilling. I feel that even though I have not achieved a lot yet, I feel that at
Really?
least I feel satisfied in a way, not too much, but a way that I've been able to fight hard to get to where I want to get, where I wanted to get to when I was a child. Though I'm not there yet, at least the dream of becoming a doctor when I was when I was a child or when I was little has in a way for being fulfilled. At least I can call myself a doctor. So it feels fulfilling. It makes you feel happy. It feels a bit satisfying that at least your future dreams or your aspirations are working, are coming to pass right in front of your eyes, making your parents or your family friends, very close people to you, very proud. So it feels very fulfilling and satisfying actually.
Okay. I think one lesson I really gathered from what you've even shared with me so far is that what your parents do or what you do as parents impact your children a lot.
Very, 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 very. Because when we were little, we are 5 girls actually, my sisters and I. We always thought.
Wow. What number are you?
Number 2.
Okay.
We always thought my parents were worrying us. We thought they were disturbing us because every single time my daddy is on the lookout, my mom is on the lookout, we are being beaten, we are being caned, we are not allowed to watch telly. The only thing that we could watch is football and cartoons.
Really?
We don't watch movies. So we were always sad. My sisters and I were always sad in our childhood. But I think my parents knew what they were doing and I think it yielded results. So it was great.
So are you a great football fan now?
Yes, my friend, those who close to me who don't know me, I watch football a lot.
I see. So
I know a lot of things about football. Actually.
I see. What team do you support?
Real Madrid.
Wow.
Al Nassr.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's the
Oh
GOAT.
wow. Oh okay. Wow, exciting. So yeah, you work as a doctor, an eye doctor at Korle Bu Teaching Hospital, and I'm sure you are one of the youngest doctors.
Yeah.
How's the experience there like as a young doctor? I mean, because I'm sure you deal with subordinates who are much older than you and all of that. How is that?
Oh, well, with me, again, growing up, my parents inculcated discipline, respect, hard work in us. So I respect each and everybody, no matter your class, your status. It doesn't define who I should respect or not. So I give respect to each and everyone. And also, fortunately for us, the senior doctors are very, very good. They are very great. They really teach us a lot.
Wow.
They teach us a lot what we don't know and all that. They give us the opportunity to study very hard. They help us and all that. So it's very okay. It's fine. It's not bad. As I said, I respect each and everyone, even those maybe are who are not on top, but even those I work with or anything like that, I respect each and everyone.
Wow. So like you've been there for how many years now?
Oh, it's not been years. It's been months.
Okay. Wow.
Like 4 months or 3 months.
Wow, I see. So is it a very exciting experience? I mean,
oh yeah, you see,
because-
at Korle Bu you meet a lot of cases, very interesting cases. Fresh babies, 3 months, 2 months, someone's eye taken out of the socket and all that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so someone's eye almost falling off. So it's very well. Whenever I go to work, I come back sad. I come back tired.
Wow.
I come back stressed because I see a lot of things that are disheartening, very sad, but it's not bad. As you know, it's Korle Bu for you. So.
Wow. So is maybe do you do something to get yourself excited?
I find hope in the word of God that says that but in everything, by supplication and thanks, we should leave everything to God. So at the end of the day, I encourage my patients that they should leave everything to God and pray to God. Everything will be alright.
What would you describe as maybe one of the most emotional experiences you've had?
I had this young girl, I think she's about 10 years or something, and she had congenital glaucoma. She was giving birth to it, and
Wow.
as it stands now, the eyes are almost gone. We've tried every single thing, but the vision isn't coming back. And the way the girl behaves, like you could see that this is someone who really has a bright future. The way she speaks and all that, you see that this is a very intelligent person, but her eyesight is impeding her progress. What even made me sad was the fact that she was like, "Doctor, I want to be like you when I grow up. I like how you're taking care of me and all that." I felt very sad, and for a moment I had to excuse myself a bit because I was really emotional. The way the girl was behaving with her mom and all that, and the fact that I know how the vision is like, that was really sad. Those are one of the This is just even one.
Wow. I can imagine. Okay, so let's talk about your project, the See Right project. It's amazing. What really is very interesting for me is that you want to do it for free. It's something you are doing for free, helping people avoid blindness for free. Why?
Okay,
Don't you want to be like a millionaire?
As I said, there are various ways of making money actually.
Okay.
And then as someone like me, I'm very keen and I'm very compassionate towards helping people, making sure people can see again and all that. I feel that if I'm supposed to make money, I'll make money. There are various ways and means to get money, but then there are no various ways and means to restore someone's blindness when it has reached a certain stage. So I decided that I actually prayed to God about it to give me an idea on what to do to also help the society that made me. I already had a previous foundation, but it wasn't about the eye. But I thought about it again and I decided to add the eye to it. So there are certain conditions that, if seen early, could be prevented, but then if seen at a very late hour, could lead to permanent visual impairment and the person can't see again. So I was like, oh, then why don't I take it upon myself to actually preach all these things, help, and if it's glasses and all that, be able to provide it and all those kind of things. So that's all what the See Right project is about. Education, screening, provision of medications, glasses, if possible. Hopefully we'll be able to get other partnerships and all that, if possible, include basic surgeries to it, in order to create hope, opportunities, faith in the people once again. So that's what the See Right project is
Wow. How long have you been functional?
Oh, it hasn't been. My other foundation has been there for long, but I decided to change it to the See Right project. We registered under the See Right project and then start some of all these kind of things. So it hasn't been too long since we started the See Right project.
Okay, but I know you visited some schools and churches.
Oh yeah.
To talk to them.
But as at that time, it wasn't under the See Right.
Oh,
project.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then it's pretty fresh as See Right.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. It's really amazing. So how is blindness situation in Ghana? Do a lot of people stand the risk of getting blind?
So according to, we have gradings for blindness.
Okay.
If you can't see to a certain stage, you are blind.
Wow.
But because in Ghana, some people feel that, because I even had an incident where a driver, someone who goes long distances, he could only see 2 feet. But he was still driving. He said he's driving. I'm like, how do you drive? He said it's from experience.
Wow.
So when it comes to blindness, even I think according to the Ghana Union of Blind or something, we have a lot of people. I've forgotten the exact figure, but then we have a lot of people blind or on the verge of going blind in Ghana. Even in Korle Bu, every single time when I have low vision cases and all that, we have a lot of people suffering from glaucoma. More than 50% of the cases that come to are late stage or advanced glaucoma, where little or nothing can be done. I even had a patient, 70 years, she was crying. Nothing can be done. We tried every single thing. We can't do anything about it. Her vision is very small, but we just have to manage it like that.
I see. So when glaucoma is in an early stage, it can be
managed. It can be treated, but it can be managed. You have to be on medications and a whole lot of things. So it can be managed, but it can be treated.
Wow. So the See Right project, what would be like maybe the next few projects you want to undertake, and then maybe somebody who wants to come on board and help, what kind of assistance would you want them to offer?
Okay, so we're actually supposed to have a project just I think last week at Eqay, because we realized that in a community like Eqay, because of the way they are workers, it's like they are stagnant. They don't move out to even visit the clinic and all that. So we are going to have our next big project is going to be at Eqay. But because of 1 and 2, we've not yet settled and finalized on the dates. But we have bigger dreams to go to various schools, various communities, various regions to spread eye awareness, because it's so interesting to know that every community or every region and the kind of eye problems they have. So if you take something like the northern region, Tamale, the sun is very hot over there. You know that it's really, really hot over there. So that comes with different kind of conditions the people over there are likely to get.
Wow.
If you go to a place like Eastern region to Eqay, those side, they also have very, very cold weather. That one so has the kind of conditions it actually brings to. So it will interest you to know that every region, every community, and because if you take a community where the people, excuse me to say, is not neat, the people are very, not the people, but the community is dirty and all that. It's the kind of conditions they will get is different from the person who is also living in a clean environment. So the environments, communities, regions, and villages and all that depends or depicts the kind of eye conditions that people can pick over there.
Very interesting. So that looks like a lot of work.
A lot actually.
Yeah. So how do you intend to fund it?
So we intend to seek sponsorship actually. Take sponsorship around to people who are interested in helping and all that. Yeah. So that's what and then seek partnership outside to communicate with some doctors outside and all of that.
Okay.
So
so if somebody is watching us and wants to reach out and maybe sponsor, how can they do that?
On Instagram is Dr. Nhyira Boahene. On Instagram, Dr. Nhyira Boahene on Instagram. And then on Facebook it's Nhyira Boahene. Twitter too is Dr. Nana Nhyira Boahene.
Okay.
So Nhyira, if you type Nhyira Boahene, it will come.
Okay. Wow, interesting. And I'm just also wondering, like, how are you able to fit everything you are doing? I know it's not easy working as a doctor. Yeah, I mean, even going to the hospital and seeing how busy doctors can get is very interesting. How are you able to fit all these things into your 24 hours?
Well, every single time I draw my schedule. I have a personal book I work with. I draw my schedule. So at any point in time, I know what I have to do. I know I have to pass here. I know I need to make this phone call. I know I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to attend this meeting and all that. So because of the schedule I draw, I'm able to incorporate each and every activity into it. And then I prioritize some because there are lots of other activities that come with it. But then I end up prioritizing my activities. So I think that's also one thing that can help in each and every one of us. You need to prioritize what you have to do. If you have 100 things to do in a day, you need to prioritize it and fix all the 100 into it such that the most important ones will come. Then at the end of the day, the ones that are not so important will follow. And then depending on how you draw your schedule and how you're able to move about, you'll be able to incorporate everything into it.
Wow. Where did you learn that from?
From my parents.
Oh, really?
And my friend, my very, very good friend.
Okay, so like you do that at the end of the day for the next day?
Yeah, or sometime within the week.
Okay.
But if I do it in the weekend, I realize that it's not fitting into, for instance, maybe on Sunday, I've done what I want to do from Monday to Friday. But when I started Monday, I realized that what I do for the week is not really fitting. Then I had to change it.
Wow. One challenge I've had personally is I draw my schedules, but for some reason, I'm usually not able to finish most of it. I don't know if it's because I pack too many things in one day or because sometimes maybe one task that I wanted to finish first ends up taking a lot of the time. And so maybe I'm trying to run my YouTube channel, I'm trying to do my work, and I also have a few personal things I need to do. I'll end up doing only probably the work because I'm just not able to do the YouTube channel in addition. So what would be your advice for me?
Discipline. As I said, my parents inculcated the habit of discipline into us. So it's all about discipline. Once I tell myself, and then it's also about self-motivation. Because if I tell myself that I have to do this at all costs, I have to do it. If I don't do it, I feel very guilty. So that's what I work with. Self-motivation and discipline.
Interesting. Okay. I also heard somewhere that you are a feminist.
I try to encourage females, and I do believe that what society claims a man can do, a woman can also do it and do it better. So
okay.
Maybe that's why someone is a feminist.
Okay. So it's not like maybe you are championing certain projects for women and all of that.
When I get the opportunity, I do advise women, I do advise females to get into some project or to get into some positions people think that females can't get into. But I don't specifically champion, but when I get the opportunity, because I feel that the society has made it look like men are the people on top, but what a man can do, a woman can do it and do it better. That's what I believe in.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Personally, growing up to where you are now, do you feel from your personal experience that women encounter more challenges than men along the way?
Yes, women encounter challenges, but from someone like me, I'm a very focused person.
Okay.
I've been focused, so I don't allow some of these things to come into my regime or something. I'm just focused, but it's not easy actually climbing the academic ladder and all that, having to come into a corporate world, and it's actually not easy. You encounter a lot of things, especially when people feel that you're a lady, so you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed, but once you're focused and once you have God, you are good to go.
Wow, okay. You are only 24 and doing all of this. I wonder what you'll be at 30.
I'm praying to God.
What's the dream?
The dream is to be one of the most influential / powerful women in the world. Let me just say, in conclusion, that's the dream.
Okay, and I know you also want to be an MP.
Yes, I want to be a member of parliament for my hometown, Achimabekwas in the Eastern region.
Wow. With your kind of passion, I'm sure you will achieve that very early.
Amen. I hope so.
And then I also know you are the first female chief of staff of KNUST SRC.
Yes, and that was in 2021. I was appointed the first female chief of staff for KNUST SRC.
Wow. How did that happen, and how did it feel like?
Okay, before you go for the SRC, that you do the campaign and all that. So I supported my very good friend Samuel Sessa. He was running the presidency. So at the end of the day, we worked very hard. We went the first time, we didn't win. So the second time, we ended up winning. So then I think when he looked at my work and all that and how he feels I'll be able to manage the entire governance of the SRC, he appointed me the first female chief of staff.
Wow, okay. This is one question that I usually ask everyone I talk to, and I want to ask you as well. So, what would you say is the biggest lesson life has taught you the hard way? And what happened?
My biggest lesson life has taught me the hard way. I'm trying to remember.
Okay.
You see, I'm someone who, how do I say it? I don't really keep a lot of things to heart, or I don't take a lot of things to heart. So I'm really trying, but I'm not remembering anything. But
Okay.
then there are lots of incidents that happen, but I don't remember.
Okay, then maybe I should frame it another way. What would you say that if you were growing up again, you probably do differently because of something you learned along the way?
Maybe I would have studied more harder.
Okay, but obviously you are where you wanted to be, so what difference will it make?
Maybe it will make me extra knowledgeable. That's what I can say for now, because I don't really.
Wow. Okay, so I know you were featured in the Ghana Independence Day documentary, something like that.
No, Independence Ghana.
Okay. And it was a story about somebody who was suffering from a blinding condition. Yeah. Tell me about that project.
Okay, so there was this. I think they had this lady who was getting blind. I think she said she just slept and she woke up blind or something like that. That was what the story said. There was something like that about the story. So they wanted a doctor who had also had a certain experience about that before, or if it's possible like that or something. Because at the end of the day, the patient who had that problem, the doctor who took care of the patient told the patient that she should go and seek help from God, or where it has gotten to be, it's only God who can help. So they wanted to find out if there's anything like that. But I told them that it is not possible to go blind just like that. There has to be an underlying cause. It's like it's just like maybe you, God forbid, or maybe we are supposed to meet and then you just don't come. I can't just say you just didn't come. Something that there's a particular reason why you didn't come, or maybe we are just then someone just passed away, or someone just died. Mostly will be like, oh, nyamia free panel, but there's a problem. There's a part after autopsy, we'll find out the reason why the person passed away. So I was telling them that it can't be possible that you just be there and you go blind. No, there's an underlying factor. There's a cause. There's a reason. So after communication with the lady, they find out that the lady had retinal detachment. It's also another blinding condition, and that was what led to the person's blindness. But because she wasn't a person who usually visits the hospital or something, she didn't know. But she, from the questions I asked her, she experienced the symptoms. She saw flashes and all those kind of things. But because she doesn't really visit the hospital often,
Wow.
she didn't take them serious, and then it just reached the latter stage where nothing could be done about it.
I see. Okay, so learning about the eye all these years and then practicing what you practice, what would you say is like maybe one or some of the most interesting things about the eye that a lot of people don't know?
So the eye we are seeing it. That's not just the eye. The eye has a connection with the brain. So every single thing we see is something that's what. So right now, the chair that I'm looking at right now is communicating with my brain, and then that's what is the feedback of my brain is what is making me see the chair. So the eye we see is not just the eye; it's a communication between our eyes and the brain to help us see images.
Wow, can there be a miscommunication?
Yes, there can be miscommunication when the nerve that connects the brain and the eye has a problem.
Okay.
So that thing causes that kind of blindness
Okay.
and all those kind of. So those kind of permanent blindness is mostly from the optic nerve. That's the nerve that connects the eye to the brain.
Okay. Can it also make you see things that are not there? Maybe hallucination?
Oh, hallucination is something with the brain, not with the eye.
Okay. Let me just ask you this. I'm sure I know for a fact there are a lot of people, young people, who are growing up wanting to become like you. What would be your advice to them? Probably they don't have parents that will discipline them and then help them to study hard and all of that. What would be your advice to people like that?
So one thing I said was focus. A concentrated mind is never disturbed. I actually put that thing in my mind when I was really growing up. Because for instance, in the university, though my parents are strict, they were not with me in the university, so I could have messed up in the university. But then I still kept my head up straight and I was still focused. You see, you have to think about your future. You see, sometimes when I'm walking around or when I'm going to work or when I'm in a car or something and I see people, I'm like, I don't think this person wanted to end up like this in the future. I'm not sure this person thought about how they will end up like in the future. So every single time I tell my very close friend, I'm like, my dreams really scare me. Like sometimes I'm really scared because I don't really know how the future is going to be like. Whatever you will be in the future it boils down to the kind of decisions you make now. So if you really want to get a bright future for yourself, if you really want to get somewhere in life, if you really want to be at the future and be like, oh God, I'm living a satisfied life now, I feel very satisfied, I feel like I'm able to achieve what I have to do, then it starts now. Because right now, as an optometrist, you can't take my practice from me. What I've learned is for life. Even if I'm 60 years old, because I've been able, it's like a practice, I can still practice. Do you understand? But just imagine if I'm going to school and I'm going to mess up and I didn't learn anything. What happens? I'm not sure I would have even gotten the opportunity to be having this kind of interview with you. I'm not sure I would have gotten the opportunity to get something to where I've got into in life. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So you need to be very focused. Think about the future. Let your future scare you. Just think about the fact that maybe you are 40 years and then you are not able to, like, you are not seeing the life top. Your friends are doing this, your friends are here, your friends are, you are even scared to move to your friends, you are even scared to mingle with your colleagues or something. That's what keeps me moving, actually, and honestly. I feel that in my future, I want to get to a certain level that I'll be able to live a satisfied life. I'll be able to set a very huge milestone for my children. That's now, look at my mommy and look at my daddy. So I have no option than to also make it in life. That's what my parents actually taught us. I'm like, look at my mommy, look at my daddy. They forced, it wasn't easy for them, but then they struggled and they've gotten to where they are. So we the children, we have no other option than to struggle to make it. So I think that aside the fact that you are being focused and everything, just look at the future. You want to get to the future where you maybe excuse me, say you're a single mother with children and you don't even like what to eat in a day quite difficult for you. Do you want it that way? I'm not sure. So if you really want to see yourself in the classes of Rebecca, Her Excellency Rebecca Ekufuado, I mean this women, big women who have made it in life or who are feeling satisfied, you have to stand now. You have to do certain things right now. So that's what I use to motivate myself. I really want a bright future for myself. I want to create a very big pathway for my family, my children. So, because sometimes some people are living the kind of life now because of some things their grandparents left for them, because of some things their parents left for them. So if I'm able to live my life right, my children, my family is going to live a very good life, and I'm going to make a legacy, feeling satisfied and proud of myself in the future. That's what keeps me moving.
Wow, that's very inspiring. And one thing that jumped out to me when you were speaking is that, you see, as you mentioned earlier, every effect has a cause.
Exactly.
So there's nobody who, I mean, even if your parents are very rich, if you get somewhere, you still have to put in
exactly
a lot of work. So
exactly.
it all boils down to what
It
you
boils
decide
down
to.
Because I know some people whose rich parents left properties for them and all, and they messed it all up, and today they are all gone because they didn't get the good training. And even my greatest footballer of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo, sometime ago in an interview, he was like, Junior, his son, asked him for an iPhone. Everyone knows that Ronaldo can buy thousands of iPhones, but he said no to his son, that he's inculcating into his son that you don't just get everything you want just like that. You need to work for it. And then one thing he's also inculcating his son is discipline and education. So if Ronaldo is saying this, then how much more me? Do you understand? We don't just get anything we want like that in life just because you are from a rich home or just because you have everything available to you. At the end of the day, you still need a quality education. Your parents can be rich. If they are not there and then you are not trained well, the wealth they might end up squandering it, and then that's it at the end of the day. But if you've been able to go to school, for instance, maybe your parents are into business, you've also gone to school, you studied, you have your qualifications and everything, you manage it and manage it well. But just in case you don't have it, you spend it, and then you might even end up selling all their properties just because you didn't get a good training or good upbringing. So it all boils down, aside the fact that parents are helping us, I think it all boils down to you, the individual too. Once you are determined, you make up your mind. It might not be easy. The Bible never said it would be easy, but once you are working hard towards it, you are good to go.
Wow, amazing. I can see the passion, the passion. Yeah, and also one thing that was very interesting for me when I was reading about you is that you said you want to make as much impact in the society as possible. Not a lot of people think that way. What shaped that mindset? And I mean, maybe is there something you would tell other people to also think along those lines? Because it's just amazing.
As I said, as in the beginning, I was like, I'm someone who loves humanity. I just had this kind of heart. I want to see everyone happy. I want to see everyone smile. I feel so excited and so fulfilled when I'm able to help someone see again, or when I'm able to restore hope and faith in someone. So if the society or if Ghana has trained me to become who I am today in terms of my education, why don't I also pay them back with what they helped me with? And that's how come I even came up with the C Rights project. And some of my patients have been helping at the Korle Bu teaching hospital, not because I have it in excess, but because of the kind of heart I have and because I want to help. So I think that with this kind of passion, everyone and how they are like. Some people are passionate towards these things, others too are not. But me, it comes with a natural passion I have for humanity. That's how come I really want to help the society that made me.
Wonderful. Okay, so before we wrap up, I'd like you to, maybe if you have to give some shout outs to some people, you tell them, and also give us your handles once again, how people can reach you.
So I would like to say a very big thank you and a very big hello to my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Boahene, Gabo Motors of Abusu Eqay, and Naya Motors of Abusu Eqay, to my sisters, my big sister, Dr. Mandy, Tiwa, Boima, Stella, Bernard, Anita, Derek Ochu, all of them, my family, my friends, and my very good friend, my very, very good friend, Gilbert. I look to all of you. Thanks for the support right from the beginning to now.
So that was it. That was the fantastic interview, right, with Dr. Nana Nhyira Boahene. Comment below what it has taught you, and let's have a discussion about this, because I have learned a lot. And look, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Watch out for the next one, which is another fantastic story I'm bringing your way. It will only get better from here. guys. So don't miss anything. Hit the subscribe button below. Let's do this.